KCAL 9 is now KCAL News Los Angeles. This is KCAL News Los Angeles.
Now at 6, you're looking live at the U.S. Capitol tonight, where President Biden will deliver his second State of the Union speech in just a few minutes.
And let's go to inside the Capitol. Last year, during his first State of the Union, Democrats controlled the House. Tonight, a much different scene in the U.S., with House Republicans now in control of the House of Representatives. However, Democrats now have the majority in the Senate. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Jeff Vaughn.
Hi, everyone. I'm Suzie Sun. This is KCAL News coverage of the State of the Union. For the next 2 hours, we're going to bring you the speech, the Republican response, and analysis. A live look at the White House tonight, where President Biden put the finishing touches on his speech earlier this evening, then headed for the U.S. Capitol. Let's bring in KCAL News political reporter Tom Wade. And Tom, what do you think we can expect from President Biden tonight?
Well, I think he's trying to sell that second term, right? He's trying to convince everybody that things are getting better under his leadership, that this economy is improving, that inflation is weakening a little bit. He's trying to sell all those points, not just to Democrats, but to sort of obviously to all the people watching, right? So that's a big deal for him tonight, is kind of sell all the policy changes that he's made. He's actually had, whether you agree or disagree with him, he has had a pretty good record of success in passing legislation, some bipartisan legislation, and then some partisan legislation as well. So but perception is key, right? If people feel like they're spending too much on gasoline and groceries, they're going to blame the party in power.
Sure.
So
it's kind of interesting because we have seen the polls. I know you are very familiar with the polls. They're not so good.
No, they're not. And that's why I think he's got to, as we look here, once again, though, this is interesting as we look, 2 Californians still behind the president. Not this time, it's not Nancy Pelosi, but obviously we have Kevin McCarthy of Bakersfield and, of course, Kamala Harris, Vice President. And both Californians, once again. Big change, of course, because Kevin McCarthy is a Republican. Then the former Speaker there, Nancy Pelosi, in a very different seat here. But yeah, going back to the poll question, as we await the president, he's just moments away from coming out. You know, the idea is that if you can't convince people that you've done good things through the legislation, then what does it do, right? Perception is everything. So he's got to sell this stuff. And at the end of the day, the pocketbook issues really mean the most. So they've got to convince people that he is making inroads with inflation. I think that's the biggest issue here. And he's going to try to sell a message of unity. He's going to try to convince people, hey, we can work together, Republicans and Democrats. But the question is, can they? We saw what happened, how many votes, 15 votes it took just to get Kevin McCarthy elected as Speaker. And that was just within the Republican Party. So that is going to be a big issue. Can they work together? Can they find any common ground, right?
Yeah, it's going to be so interesting to see how much of the speech is actually devoted to what you were talking about, Tom, about a possible second run for the presidency.
Right, and even tonight I was listening to some Democrats talk about this. They were asked, well, would you support President Biden? A lot of polls, as you mentioned, show very lukewarm support at best for him to run for a second term. So can he convince the Democrats tonight that he is a good salesman for this message? And also, as we wait here, it looks like we have possibly the president coming in just a moment here as we take a look.
Yeah, this is going to be the Sergeant at Arms that will come out and announce the president in the State of the Union. Let's listen in.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
And that is the Republican response following the presidential State of the Union address by Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, which discussed faith, freedom, her age as the youngest governor, and also the president's age.
That's right. Our coverage and analysis of the State of the Union continues. Alongside Jeff Vaughn, I'm Suzie Sun. KCAL News at 8 starts right now.
Why am I dropping things adorably? It's called a meet cute. Pluto TV gets it. They have a free channel dedicated entirely to romance. Where's the soulmate with commitment issues who picks up my scrunchie? With Pluto TV, there is no commitment. It's totally free. Thousands of shows and movies that will always be there for you.
I think you might have dropped something.
I know. I'm meet cuting. Stream now, pay never. Pluto TV.